Rem the cat just rolled on in, soaring eyes and a cheeky grin. Jumpers, boards, and wires fly, old school tech is reached sky high. Flit the switches like a neon glow, watch the CRT put on a show. From beeps and buzz to rat to ring, pump the red on dog out to the string. Capacitors hum, resistors sing, vintage jukes do their thing. Grab your toolkit, join the team, Rem the cat sparks up the stream.
How can we look at it on the loading screen? There it is. Happy now? I'm just quickly removing drives from IBM mounting things because I've spent today testing SCA2 drives, and all those dead SCA2 drives, not all of them are dead. I've got some extra hard drives now. Hello Remy Cap, hello GoGo Gadget. It's 1 unit tall indeed, an entire unit. Hello Chloe, hello Matt, hello Beta Mink, yerf. So I'm just removing the ones that have failed from the caddies. I've even tested all of Chloe's drives. And some of those have failed as well. One I knew had failed, because that was the one that I had in the sun. and suddenly decided to give up the ghost. And that one is not doing anything at all. Just doesn't detect or anything. But the other one of Chloe's is this one, which I've never tried before, and that one is going incredibly slow. Hello, Ben. It's being really slow. And apparently that is because it's unable to negotiate the full speed and drops back to SCSI 1 or something. So you find that somebody's actually noticed that my video here is mirrored. Yes, I have it mirrored here because it doesn't break my brain. And if I want to point to something like the text up here, I can, and my brain understands where my finger's going. But if it's not mirrored, then I have to work out where it would be this hand, and it's going, no, this, where it would be, what brain, exactly. So yes, I am mirrored, so that my brain remains, what little brain I have, remains intact. You don't use your brain when streaming, well, we've noticed. But then, who does? If you used your brain, you wouldn't stream. So yes, I've spent all day today being steadily deafened and driven mad by this IBM server, testing all these hard drives. You can be that, you just don't use your brain, pristine in box. One brain, mint condition. So I now have a selection of good drives and a selection of bad drives. The bad drives can be trashed, smashed up. The good drives, I have that button there. I have 418 gig. I have 236 gig. And I have 373 gig. Plus there are 236 gigs in the eServer at the moment, which are the boot drive and the home directory, because I've installed Linux on it for doing this testing. So that's 418s, 436s, and 373s I have now, plus a few others that I've not tested yet of the smaller and older ilk. So yeah, that's not... Oh, and I've got these two that I haven't tested yet as well. And these two are special. These two I was surprised to find in here. These are Seagate. Are they Seagate? They're IBM, but I don't know what they are actually. Made in Singapore. But these are 300 gig. The biggest SCA2 drives commonly available at the time. 600 gig of SCA2. And I bloody well hope they work. But it's going to take me a good day to test those two. So I haven't done.
Sausage in a bun, dear old sausage in a bun. Gimme sausage in a bun.
So I think I'm going to have enough drives to fully load both eServers. SCA2, you think that's what you'd need if you wanted to buy an FC disk chassis? SCSI 80 pin. I'm just slipping these into the eServer, these 18s for the moment to keep them safe. Alright, the 73s can go there, the 36s can go there. These these dead ones can go in this box here. Right, because now we have a 1U server on the desk. Hello RF, hello Daft Punkle. Just back from the shop. And there's a Cobb as well, hello Cobb. It looks like all the FC chassis you can find take disc with SEA2 connectors on the back. Now whether any SEA2 disc works or any special ones, well, I wasn't aware of anything special about any SEA2. It's just SEA2 is SEA2. It's SCSI 320 on an 80-pin connector. Right. I have a 1U server. Oh, it weighs a half ton, this one. Not quite as much as the 2U one next to me. There we go. There it is. 1U. And it looks like that on the front. And now it hurts. You have a vertical 1U rack downstairs. I'm only half a ton. Hello, Trade Splatter. 10 more reps. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. There we go. That's a very SuperMicro power button. Well, I'm going to put this on the desk upside down. And zoom in down here. And you can't see shit. Megabytes, hello, thank you for the follow. Welcome to the channel. I think that's focused. Can't read it though, it's too small. And I'm not lifting it up. One exercise routine and one Majenko knackered back, yep. Damn, man's jacked. I'm not. This is the SuperMicro Super Server 6015V-T. So there you go. When we get another cooking stream. Possibly later on next month is a vague possibility. I might do one. If you're lucky.
Majenko, I think you should check your microphone. It seems to have died.
There we go. It had died. Why does it die so often? Because I talk too much. As I was saying before I was so rudely interrupted, it's got one CPU, 4 gig, one PCI, and the battery was replaced in September 2019. Supposedly. But what is in it? I have no clue. How do I get into it? I have no clue. There are buttons here. Cobwebs, quite possibly. There we go. We have blowers, 2 of. We have a bit of RAM. Room for more, that's good. Ooh, we have PCIe in this. There is a little PCIe here behind chat. So it's vaguely modern. There's a PCI riser, 2 PCIs, another PCI. No, that's not PCIe, that's something else. Something custom. We have IDE. We have SATA. The IDE is going to the CD in the front, so that's SATA backplane. We have room for another CPU. So whatever this is, I can double it. if I get another little cooler like that. And I can hopefully add more memory. Ooh. This might be a fun little server. And we have a loose back cover here. There we go, that's locked it into place again. He says, assuming there's a heatsink under the yeah, the CPU under the heatsink, yeah. I've been trolled. Someone's nicked my CPU. Who's nicked me? Fucking CPU. Custom one at the top is for a second riser card. Aha, I might be able to find one of those from somewhere then. But the memory in here, it's Hynix. It's 4 gig apparently. And this is PC2 5300F. I'm sure I've probably got something like that around that might work. Don't know what the CPU is in this, but this is supposedly a happily working system. And no doubt bloody loud as well. A bit of dust in the front here from where the fans have sucked it in. But not too bad actually. On the back I see keyboard and mouse, 2 USB 1, serial VGA, 2 Ethernet, and that is all. Pretty basic. Now, hard drives. These are SATA, I believe. We have Western Digital. Both Western Digital. 160 gig on one. Wow. And the other one is 160 gig. Both 160 gig drives. I have some much bigger ones than that will go in here. The angle of those blower fans are apt to leave you puzzled. Suck in from underneath, blow under CPU shroud. This means the out edge being angled. Yeah, there is a gap underneath them. In fact, they can be lifted out. And there is a vent there as well, which is half covered by a piece of ribbon cable. But they just basically blow under there. There's nothing really holding them in place as such. Well, a couple of pegs. If you can get them to hit those pegs. I think that's then okay. I think that went on the peg. Where is the peg? There it is. Yeah. Yeah, it just blows it through into this section, basically. I mean, by having it angled, it actually gets some of it out that way slightly, I suppose. Blows it out into that area a bit. But, yeah. It is what it is. Right, so... I vote we boot this... Oh, fire this up and see what it is. Right, everything's plugged in to my 2U server at the moment. Right, let's plug network in, because I like to live dangerously like that. Hey, Swarm. I said peg multiple times and Jeepin hasn't arrived with a dirty comment. Is he ill? Well, he's sick, yeah. Is he ill? I don't know. But he's certainly sick. Okay, what do I need now? I need keyboard. Okay, and I will need power. Single power supply in this. Okay, power switch is where? Power switch is over there. We have liftoff. What do we have? SuperMicro. We have an E5310 at 1.6. Is that good? Four core, full thread. So 4 cores, no hyper-threading, is that? Yay. And to me, that says it's only got 3 gig of RAM. Or, you know, 2 gig of RAM. And when you've been installed the memory wrong, it should be interleaved to the 2 kits. An 80-watt thermal. Fair enough. Is it 60? It'll be 4 core. It'll be 64-bit, won't it? Which means I can run Arch on it. Hey! Yeah, I've only got 2 gig of RAM here. If I swap that to the next channel, what does it do? Hey, Robo. Yes, Ben, you missed another one, and no, I shan't. Not in public, anyway. Some kids, indeed it is. You blame me. Yeah, it's all my fault. I begged her for one. And so she gave me one.
Oh God, I maybe shouldn't have done that.
Hey, you hot rots.
Welcome, welcome, Hot Rocks girl. Tune in, join the magic swirl. Critical key, the vibes are right. Let's groove together.
Still only got 2 gig of RAM.
So come on, let's dance. Dance away.
Let's take that one out. Put this one in down here. Right, 1 stick of RAM. Are you doing anything? I'm too slow with my Del key. A large number of police yaks arrive in panda cars driven by real pandas and charge into the Little Valley railway station and coffee shop, brandishing truncheons and fly swats. 10 minutes later, they exit with a number of intoxicated goats, cups of triple sweet espresso, and sugar-glazed donuts. They pile back into the cars and drive off. We're playing with the SuperMicro 1U server today. What's? Right, that's seeing 2 gig there. I know that works for that. Get on the top again. And I shall take out this stick and put this one in. Where's the power button gone? There it is. Sticky rambling Jeep in. Oh, absolutely, yes. Wherever Jeepin is, there's sure to be a sticky ram somewhere near there. Too gig. Okay, so both sticks work. But is there a specific order that I have to put them in? Or does it not care? It doesn't like RAM being in here. Yeah, that. Doesn't like RAM being in that hole. Slot, sorry. How about that slot? Nope. Insert them in date order. But I haven't got any dates. Yep, doesn't have that one. Doesn't have that one. So we have to have one in the first slot by the looks of things. Dangerous with giving handouts. Right. So certainly we need to have one in that slot there. But why then is it not detecting the next one in that slot there? Does it have to go? I tried it in that slot, it didn't like it. Because I would imagine there would be some kind of interleaving going on for memory. Whoa, just think of that. Look at the board diagram to the slot layout. There's a good idea. Why didn't I think of that? Put that back into there. The board layout. Okay, we have memory slots 3 and 4. 3, DIM 1A, B and C, bank number 1. 4 is DIM 2A, B and C, bank number 2. So, would we want 1A and 2A? Do you think? 1A, 2A? To split it between the two banks? There's nothing here to say how it should be installed. Oh, the extra slot is for IPMI, is it? Oh, interesting. It doesn't have IPMI, but it can have. So we shall try, let's put it in up here. So it's in banks 1 and 2. Hey PC, SuperMicro going deep.
So shout up with the crew who boot the dice down your two from floppy this to a warm CIT. Welcome PC Mother's Tech History to real. Additive circuits, chips divine, retro bytes with their Greek design. Raise your glass, enjoy the theme. PC Mother's powers up the stream.
There we go. That's what it wanted. It needed them split across the two banks. 4 gig is going. Now, I wonder. I very wonder. Do I have any more memory for that? That's the one I want. Because this is PC2 5300, I think it said. Yeah, PC2 5300F. I don't know the significance of the F. What's the significance of the F? Is that a specific kind of PC? PC2? PC3 in there. So there should be PC2 here somewhere, I think. Now this is all old RAM, no one's interested in this. We've sold all the good RAM. PC2 6400. Fast. How big is that? 1 gig. Have I got anything bigger? 256? No. 1 gig is a 1 gig. Ooh, 2 gigs might be 800 megahertz apparently. Worth trying, I suppose. Don't know if they work. Don't know if they're the right kind. See, throwing 4 gig sticks at me. Actually, let's get the front of here. These are all two are my biggest, I think. Let's fully load this up and see what happens. See if we can get 12 gig out of this. Not with that memory, we can't. Right, it's not PC2 then, would it? Or maybe that isn't. This is PC DDR2 800. And it doesn't fit. Okay, it's not ordinary PC2 then. It's special magic stuff. Yeah, 4 gigabit sticks, yeah. 2 gigabytes, 2R/4, PC2-5300F. Is it the F that makes it magic? Special 30 megabytes, special fully buffered DIMMs. Yeah, that's what the F will be, won't it? And I bet they've got a different pin out, haven't they? So I'm not going to have any of those, at least not to hand. I might have some in another server downstairs. The F will be for fucking expensive. Well, yeah, that's taken for granted, really. It's RAM. Of course it's expensive. Right. So we have a server here. What do we do with it? Similar to the Dell X950 or HP Gen 5 servers. Right. So we have a 64-bit server, quad-core, single CPU. Well, I was just going to upgrade the RAM if I had some here, but if I haven't got in here, I'm going to upgrade the RAM. No, I don't know what we're going to do with it. Right, well, we've looked at this server now. What operating system does this server need to have? Given that it's slightly more modern than the others. Bunch of cool, yeah. Just looking for a date on one of these chips, see when it was manufactured. Where the glasses gone? Where's my glasses? There they are. (2007). That's positively new. I think this is newer than my computer. Yeah, the dates that I can see all look to be 2007. 733, 741. So the latter half of 2007. Smooth Wall, Bastille Linux, Solaris i86. That's a possibility. BIOS. Haiku. Better than BIOS. It's developed. I can't see BIOS or Haiku working on here though. Rhapsody. I mean, it'll probably work actually, yeah. It'll probably work, but it won't be good. This is a server anyway. It needs a server operating system. Haiku is very fussy about the hardware. What do they use for video? It's probably all integrated, isn't it, into the Northbridge. And there's an ATI ES1000 chip down here. But I don't know if that's got anything to do with anything. Hey, G-Pin.
Jump in the ride, let's hit the road. Jeep is here,
We were talking about you.
cats in the back.
You weren't here when you were needed.
Like it's lucky now they're obsolete. Welcome to the chaos, to the vibe. Blood chicken street, we're
Must be Japanese week in Lidl's. Ooh, nice. Too late for the earlier smutty comments. Yes. A 1U server and it had sticky RAM. Right, do we want to run something like Windows Server 2003 or something like that? Do we want to run I don't actually have a Windows server. Sometimes you just got to grab the sticky RAM by the horns and make it stickier. Or do we want to go something more esoteric? It needs to be semi-modern because it's going to be 4 cores in here, 4-core Xeon, 64-bit. So let's see what WinWorld have got that tickles my fancy. No, nothing really on WinWorld that jumps out at me as we've got to try this. We've done all the fun ones already. (2012 R2 for the laughs). Windows for toilets. I mean, 2003 is 4 years old at the time of this server. And things I know 2003 because I was trained in it. I did my Microsoft certification on 2003, back when it was 2003. It'll run Windows 10. I haven't suppressed the memories. No, I've tried, but I haven't been able to drink enough for that to happen. Couldn't be asked with the 2003 certs after doing the 2001s. Don't blame you. I don't blame you. What have I got in my pouch? Let's have a look what I have in my pouch. Not a lot, really. I have lots of driver discs, some games, some Amiga format CDs. You could put FreeDOS on it. NT4 workstation. And Banyan Vines. No. (2000 Professional). XP Pro. No. Windows ME. No, thank you. OS2. I don't think so. Solaris 9 for Spark. No. SCO Unix. No. Inspiration is failing me. 4 gig is the max for 32-bit 2003 small business server to really bring it to its knees, yes. And I have 2003 on ISO on my server. Solaris 10 for Spark, that won't work. Vax stuff, nope. Novell Netwear! Group-wise, 5.1. Now there's an idea. I doubt very much this will boot off the USB, primarily because the only... Well, actually, no, what USB does it have? It looks like it's only got USB 1.1. It's really only aimed at keyboard and mouse, I think. But I shall boot it up, go into the BIOS and have a look. See what options there are there. All hail the progress bar. Hail. Okay, boot options. Where are we? Boot. Legacy floppy drive, USB key, USB CD-ROM. Yes. We should have ability to boot off the iOD. Let us just test that out. What have I done with the iOD? I have no idea. I have no iOD dear. Where is it going to be? It should just be here somewhere, because here is where I use it. Trouble is, here is buried in crap. Turn that off. Is it over this side? No. Over here, is it? No. Where's the iOD gone? That looks like an iOD coloured cable. As does that one. And that one's got an iOD on the end of it. Right. Let's just see what we've got on here that I can possibly boot off. Hey, Marky Lips. Method Melis 120. Missed the LS120, yeah. Good disc, the LS120. This needs to go into CD mode. Come on, CD mode, please. Mode select, CD. Okay. So, USB CD-ROM. What is it? we got to X going through. There we go. And move the track. USB CD-ROM is top. What do I have? Windows 7, Windows 11, Windows 10. Let's just try Arch Linux because it's 64-bit. You didn't see any of that because I'm a Wally. Is the mic being jacked today a known thing? I have noise cancellation turned on because these servers are bloody loud.
Am I an idiot? Yes, I'm an idiot.
I am certainly an idiot. Okay, Arch Linux, yay! Filters, and this is what it's like with the noise suppression turned off. Indeed.
Dear old
So we're having noise suppression turned on.
in a bun. Gimme sausage in a bun.
Might have Chloe's issue. So on Twiddler's tuning knob. Issue is excessive wind noise, as opposed to Ben's, which is just excessive wind. Welcome to Arch Linux, yay! Told you. No matter how hard I would start pick up Jazz FM, that's because they're not tuning knobs. Okay. There's our CPU. We are at E5310, 1.6 gigahertz. Four cores, no hyperthreading. I can't add another. If I get another E5310, I could slip it in there. What's the VGA? LSPCA. What do we have? It's an AMD. It is the ES1000 chip that I saw there. AMD ES1000. Don't know what that is, but that's what it is. ES1000. We have anything interesting showing up. It's our grid USB controller, UXCIs, EHCI, USB 2, LPC, Intel IDE and SATA, SunBus, PCI Express Upstream, PCI Express to PCI X, 2 Intel gigabits on the ES1000, yeah. Page 6. £6 CPU on eBay. I may have to buy one then. I'll have to see what's in the other server, because there might be the same CPU in the other. So it's a different server, but it might have the same CPU. Possibly. Don't know. 200 megahertz DirectX 6. Ooh. Fine for a server. It's all you need for a server. You don't need anything fancy in a server. If I wanted something fancy, I'd use the... Where's it gone? I've lost it now. I'd use the NVIDIA one that we got from the other server, for which I now have cable. I have a dongle on this NVIDIA Quadra dual DVI thing. If I wanted something fancy, I'd use that. 300 Canadian dollars then, yeah. E5310. I'd need a heatsink with it as well, though. £12.50. Oh, hello. Eon, Intel Xeon E5310, quad core, 1.6 gigahertz, £1.79. I might even have one in my CPU collection somewhere. I'd have to check. I have to dig through it and see what's in there. But I would need a suitable heatsink. For that, I need to work out what the socket is, wouldn't I? Oh, hello. There it is. That's the heatsink, I do believe. It costs 10 times as much for the heatsink as it does for the CPU that's underneath it. Yeah, that looks just like it. But again, I'll have to look see what's on the other server, see if there's anything in there that's compatible with it. And I don't know what the other one is. The other one is there's another IBM one, but I don't know what's going to be in that at all. And that's just scrap parts, I think. Right, so what are we doing? Yeah, we are, no, don't we? Where's Twitch gone? There's Twitch. Even if the server work on like Matrox are pushing 400s into server chipsets, I've got a E400 here somewhere. I think I'll make it for E450. Very short, John. You plug your monitor DVI cable into it, so you don't need a long one. Size doesn't matter. Size definitely does not matter. It's what you do with it. Yep. Right. So we know now that we can boot off here. So we're going to want a suitable operating system. Let's put this back into hard drive mode. I don't like running it in dual mode when installing operating systems, because there's always a chance I might accidentally install the operating system to the IOD, which is never a great idea. Blessed relief. That's so much better. Okay. So let's plug in IOD. Oh, hydrate, thank you. And I'll preemptively say, shut the fuck up, bot.
Seriously, you think I need water? Source user lot probably needs water.
Thank you, Cobb. Right, so we need an operating system. What do we have? It's going to be Windows, isn't it? I've got 2K3 Enterprise. I'm going to play Jenga with them in the garage. That's exactly what I'm going to do with it, yeah. I basically want to end up with a server for every occasion. None of them will be running until I want a server to do a specific thing. And then I just power up the server that matches what I want to do. So I just boot up my Windows 2003 Enterprise server, for example. What can 2003 Enterprise support? Connect 4, yes. Aimed towards medium to large businesses. It's a full function server operating system that supports up to 8 physical processors. That's good. So 8 cores across 2 processors is the same as that, I suppose. 8-node clustering and support for up to 64 gig of RAM through PAE. Great. So I can put in more RAM, I can put in more CPUs, and it'll be happy with it. Supposedly. Enterprise version had warp missiles. Yeah. And this is Win2 K3 going to MNT ISO Windows as root, thank you. So nice when it's plugged into its own dedicated USB 3 channel. So much faster than what we were suffering before with this. Okay, back to CD mode. And plug that into the back of here. Right, hard drives. At the moment we've got 160 gigs in there. They're not great. I have here a bunch of 500s. That's a bit better. That's 1 terabyte. These are all 500s, the rest of them. So I'm thinking I'll stick 2 500s in there for a terabyte total. Now, how do these work? Ah, screws underneath. That's nice and easy. Now these drives also have, if you can see it here, these little spongy knobbies on top. I suppose really they should get transferred across. I mean, they're for what? EMI, aren't they? They're for electrical noise interference, connecting the metal of the drive to the top of the drive bay, aren't they? So I say stuff that. Spongy knobbies, see a GP. Maybe 2 streams in a row when I've been yanking on knobs. I really should save that for the OnlyFans channel, shouldn't I? That should be the only place where I yank on knobs. Now a piece of plastic has just fallen off this, and it's the same colour as the handle. It's just a tiny little piece, and I'm trying to see where it's come from. Ah, is it? Looks like there's a little piece there or something. I'm not sure, is it? No. That's the clip where that goes in. There's a little piece of plastic and I don't know where it's come from. Nothing looks broken. Weird. Very weird. No idea. The fact that it's the same colour as the handle that worries me. Very weird, is on brand indeed. That's the second drive unscrewed. Hope these drives work. I haven't tested them yet. They're not fast. They're video recording drives, apparently. According to the previous owner. Okay, discs are in. I'm going to need a mouse for this as well now, aren't I? Because it's Windows. You'd have thought they'd have made a proper text mode only version of Windows Server, wouldn't you? that button. Windows. Which maker? No idea. Which maker drives the Seagates? These are Seagate Video 3.5 HDD, 9GW132. About all those on here. Hello, what are you doing, computer? You've gone black. I don't like it when you do that. ST3500312CS. There you go. ST3500312CS. Oh yes, good point. Thank you for reminding me. There you go. Skyhawks, are they? You have spare meat? Oh, you lucky bastard, you. We are set for USB CD-ROM, ION, virtual CD-ROM. It's a boot drive. Of course, it might have gone black because we're showing stuff out of the screen. Okay. Come on. Info image. There's a signal. Oh, there we go. Windows setup. Seagate DVR NVR drives are Skyhawks, Western Digital are purple. Purple. Some pork stuffed dumplings, wontons, something later. Yum yum. Send them my way if you like. Prompt key at the ready, yes. This is one where I've actually got the product key in a file next to the ISOs on my server. Ready to go. Almost like I'm prepared with this one. See if we can see the hard drives. Set up the see if it can see the drives. I hope it can. See if it can install the operating system from the virtual CD. Let me see if I can get the lid on this without crashing the whole thing. Please wait still. Because this is far too loud. Must be waking the neighbours up. License agreements. Yes, I agree that you can have my soul. And my firstborn child. Don't think that's made any difference at all to it. F8. Ooh, look at that lot. Delete all these partitions. We don't want them. Change disk style. Ooh, can we raid it? L to delete. You love that classic, yes. Nearly your favourite part of my streams, the men who stare at progress bars. Change disk style. Change it from GPT to MBR. But you can't go back again. We'll go for MBR. Progress bar time. Style is MBR GPT. Yeah, I was hoping it would let me raid them, but no. It's called it style, yeah. There you go, you can see the entirety of the progress bar now. Menaced, starring G-Pin. I thought the sequel was The Goats That Stare at Man. There's the reboot counter. Yes. The red reboot counter. Why? Why? I've never known anybody actually need to do anything special at this point. Lasagna is supposed to be moist. The wetter, the better. Sloppy lasagna is the best lasagna. Let me just check what my other boot devices are set up to here. ID 0, ID 2 and 3 are Saturn, haven't they? So that can go up to there. Oops. Let's take these off. Good idea, Remy Cap. PCI SCSI. There's no SCSI in here.
SuperMicro jazz. More like a collection of random noises designed to irritate the brain.
It's like a migraine in audio form.
Absolutely repulsive. Don't tell me you're actually enjoying that noise, RF programmer. Get a grip.
Ben's good at eyeballing.
Rimicap Majenko bot, that's it.
I'm logging you all out.
Seriously.
Go find something else to do, you.
Thing, Majenko Tech, please ban this user. Immediately. This is beyond unacceptable.
Well, the bot has spoken. Sorry, Remicap, you've got to go. I wouldn't do that to you. I'd rather ban the bot, personally. Well, there's an idea. You'd rather ban the bot too, yeah. I ban the bot. Yeah, we've chosen Windows Server 2003 Enterprise. It's of the right kind of era, maybe a little early, but it's the right kind of era for this system. It supports up to 8 cores and up to, I think it said 64 gig of RAM. So it's the right choice for this server, I think. I don't need yet another Linux machine kicking around. Got plenty of those. The point of these is that they're not my normal Linux servers. And I don't actually have a Windows server at the moment. It's a 64-bit CPU. It's a 32-bit operating system, but it has PAing. Supposedly. Physical address extensions. And the other CPU and another 60 gig. We've got 4 gig at the moment. We managed to find the other 2 gig. It was in Ben's M&S bag. We found it in the end. You know, that's an M bag. What is this doing at the moment? It's flashing my monitor light at me, which means there's no signal. Rebooted, it's done something, and it's crashed. Let's hit reset. See what happens. It's doing fuck all, yeah. But I wasn't watching what was going on. Spark and Mensa, no. Spunk and Mincer. Did that actually reboot? I don't think it did. Spunk and Mincer, I barely know her. That might be what's causing weird things to happen. There's a disk in the CD drive. No idea what's on it. You don't want distance in drive. I should run soccer ban. Minesweeper loaded and crashed the system, yeah. Right. There was no disk in the drive now. Well, it shouldn't have been booting that disk. You know, that's a big question mark on this. It's probably those limits. It's a DVD-RW though, which is useful. What are you doing? What are you doing? Besides anything to it. Oh, you have to be catching up on check. So what is happening with this? I'm powering it up and suddenly it's going sod off. I'm not booting. It starts off at 6 as a, well, the extern's giving a signal. You're not even getting the boot splash screen. Okay. Indeed, very rude. The only thing I've done is put the lid on. Let's take the lid off again. Did not like me installing Windows on it, did it? The reason it was free. Yeah. Not so wise now, is it? Right. Something like us. Okay. Let's unplug the power completely. Wait for a few seconds. Let's lift this up and just check. All the capacitors seem good. Nothing bulging anywhere, no. There's quite a bit of build up on here of rusty fluff. That should be good to remove. Recap it, stuff that. No. Nothing. Let's have a look. Okay, step 1, remove all the memory. Does it beep at me? No. Doesn't even complain there's no memory. Can we get the heatsink off even? Yes, we can. That paste is incredibly dry. What's that in there? That's... That's a bent pin just there. A very bent pin. My other tweezers. Where's my other tweezers? Where are my other tweezers? Why can I never find what I need? You want the S code, do you? This is an SL9XR. Might be able to do it with these tweezers. There we go.
Moke Helix Magenko Bot Rock. You think I would tolerate that cacophony? It's a sonic assault on the senses.
Just like new. There we go. Right. Where's the notches on this top? Oh, excuse me. The socket damage was existing. It wasn't so much damage. One of the pins had been pushed down the wrong way and it sort of latched underneath or into the plastic almost. So it wasn't really bent, it was more stuck. So it came out very easily with just a little bit of manipulation. It popped out nicely, which was good. But I didn't need to do too much to it. Well, it certainly can't have been helping us anyway. If it's the cause of this specific problem, I don't know, but it's certainly not going to be happy. And it may just have been one of the many ground pins, in which case it can probably make bugger all difference. But it certainly can't hurt fixing it. It may not help, but it can't hurt. They're behind the Tic Tac span, along with your nail polish. Doing a thermal paste application on camera today, that is daring. Yep, that is how much paste I put on, and if you don't like it, join me out the back in 5 minutes and we'll discuss it like men. There is no correct amount of thermal paste. There is no incorrect amount of thermal paste. There is a lot of lack of knowledge about how thermal paste works and what its purpose is. An incorrect amount is 0. Well, yeah, that's not really an incorrect amount of thermal paste. That's an incorrect amount of lack of thermal paste. The only wrong amount is too little. Well, the only wrong amount is none whatsoever. Thermal paste. People put thermal paste on thinking that it has to form a layer between the heatsink, the IHS, and the heatsink. That it has to form a layer between the two. It doesn't. It has to fill the imperfections in the surfaces. And if it overflows, it's non-conductive, it makes no difference. So long as it fills the imperfections to give a single homogeneous heat conductive area, then extra will just ooze out. So, yeah. You don't need to have a layer between them. You just need to have enough to fill the imperfections, because the rest of it is metal on metal. Liquid metal is not heatsink compound. It's not thermal paste. Liquid metal is a whole other ball game. A whole other kettle of fish. Right, power up, see what happens. Nope. Not working. Yeah, air is a good insulator of heat. Metal is a good conductor. As long as you have all good conductors and no insulators, then you have good thermal transfer. Right, still not beeping with no memory. Let us take out the hard drives. There's an awful lot of noise coming from this, a lot of rattle. Still no beeps. Another quick visual inspection of capacitors. Everything looks fine, nothing leaked. Let's pop out the battery, even though it was replaced fairly recently. Nothing. Rattly hard drives. No, the hard drives are not plugged in now. They're not connected. All that noise, I think, is coming from these cage fans. Right, so what could be causing this to not power up properly and not react to there being no memory? Well, this is disappointing. Let's unplug the stuff from the back. No. No beat. Let's just pop the other CPU cover off, just to make sure there's nothing untoward in that one. All looks fine. Nothing bent and shorted in there. You have optimistically declared it turning into a PSU repair stream. Unlikely. It was working and then it just started flaking out and now it won't power up at all. So it's a degrading of operation. Let's disconnect the IDE. Disconnect the SATAs. That they should never make any difference. What else can be disconnected? No, that's no different. If the server is anti-MS, yep, did not like having Microsoft Windows installed on it. I mean, it might be the power supply. I don't know if I've got a suitable power supply to test it with. If hand. This one. This has only got a single CPU power connector. What have I got? Is it plugged in? It is plugged in. This has just a single connector as well. That one. That is also single.
Alright, I can help you with that. Please hold while I transfer you to someone who can help you with that.
What?
Oh, I know.
It's the whole music.
I'm an idiot. But we know that already.
Hold music. Thank you for holding. Your call is very important to us.
Am I an idiot? Yes, I'm an idiot.
The test bench power supply. Of course. That has more than enough cables. Oh, I can't get the plugs out though. We shan't have any of the drives or anything powered up, but we don't care about that. This would go the right way around. Come on. Okay, that is in there. Okay. Still no beeps. The SG pin, it's dead. So it's not likely to be the power supply. We got partway through installing Windows Server 2003 and it gave up the ghost. It decided, screw you. Don't want Windows on here, I'm going to unalive myself. And so it did. Which is rude of it. We've just swapped the power supply and it's made no difference.
Wait, am I an idiot? Oh, I'm an idiot.
Wrong idiot. No, we didn't get it right. It just decided not going to work. We can check for shorts on the ATX if you want. But everything seems to be powering up okay. There's no tantalums. We've got power. Power is fine. Does it come back to life if we do something else for an hour? That's a very good question, actually. Okay, so let's get a ground. This is not a great set of probes for this, really. Oh, it certainly spins up, yes. I can hear it spin up. The neighbours can hear it spin up. But the noise cancellation is so good that nobody else can hear it spin up. I have tried that cob. It is currently out. It is here. I have pulled the memory and it doesn't beep at me. Okay, that beeps at me. So, no shorts on the 12 volt. 3.3 is fine. Those are okay. Ground, ground. It's okay. That's a ground. That's a ground. That's okay. That's a ground. That's a ground. Yep. 5 volts. No shorts there, no. That's a ground. That's fine. No, no shorts there. Didn't think there would be because it powers up and spins and whirs. The dog's keeping count of how many times it's spun up and will leave that many objections in my shoes overnight. No, because the dog's going home this evening. They're coming to collect her this evening while I'm streaming. They might already have even been. I don't know. It's been so noisy up here, I can't tell. Does the heatsink heat up? I don't know. Let's plug these back in. Enough of noise distraction, block your ears. We have removed the CPU. We found a bent pin on the socket, which we straightened out, and we put the CPU back in, nicely clean, repasted it, put the heatsink back on. There's a lot of air blowing at this at the moment, but I'm going to move that and blow upwards. I'm not feeling any heat here at all. It's quite cool, actually. Nope, that feels like it's not getting hot at all. So it's not really doing any processing. Slight warm port there now, but nothing really that fan spin up, no post. Yeah. I don't know if that's just a heat from my hand. No, it is actually warming up, but it's such a tiny amount. "29 degrees. 29.5. 30. It is warming up. 30.3. It is warming up, but not a huge amount. I don't believe I do. I'm not sure where my collection of CPUs is at the moment. I think this is a bit too new for my box of CPUs. Oh, there it is. I thought it was in that cupboard. It is. It slipped down. Right. So what was this CPU again? It was an S something. SL. SL9XR. What have we got? Core 2 Duo, Pentium 4, i7-4790. Celeron? No. What's underneath here? Cyrix 6686, PR166 Plus? No. i5 2400. E5700 Pentium. SL90W. i320. i3-2130. No. I've only got one Xeon here by the looks of things. And that's a an SL9TW. Would that go? Would that work? Well, I do have another Xeon, but it's an E5506, which is a much bigger chip. Well, that's really the only Xeon that I have. Yeah, the only Xeon I have. No. One is 771, one is socket 775, so no to that one. No, I don't have another Xeon of the same family even. Yeah, that's definitely getting warm now. I wouldn't say it's getting hot, but it's getting warm. 33.8. So it's certainly getting power. It's not doing enough to warm up, particularly. We tried the CPU in the other socket. No, we haven't. We can do. It's worth a try. But no, we don't have a BMC on here. We have the ability to add IPMI, apparently. Is this going to come up? Or is it? So they're all undone, they're all springy. There. A nice bottle of red would solve my problems, actually, yes. I shall just place this on top for the moment. No need to screw it in. I can line it up. There we go. Will do. See what happens. Okay. Did you hear that? And then the noise? You didn't, did you? That did a reboot for reconfiguration and then started beeping about lack of memory. Interesting. I'm going to leave it in this socket for the time being. Also found why it's so noisy on the fans and rattly. Half the rubber bushes had fallen off. Right. Let's screw this down. Humangus, hello! Thank you for the follow. Welcome to the channel. Good to have you with us. Hey Childrew, yes, SuperMicro server that suddenly decided it's not going to work. Although we have now that we've moved the CPU into the other socket, suddenly got a hint of a sign of life. I'm going to put memory like that and see what happens. That's still saying no memory. Okay. No memory. Well, I'm doing them in strange orders. It'll run with one. It'll run quite happily with one. So I was doing them in strange orders to cover multiple slots at once. Because if it's one slot right, it'll find 2 gig. I think this CPU can't see the memory unless the other CPU is in there. If single CPU, use CPU socket number 1, not always because a motherboard can't support it, sometimes cooling, bus connections, etc. Yeah. What did it say about symptoms? Shit's broke. Well, there is signs of life anyway. So we do have an improvement. Hang on, is that? No, that's just... There's a capacitor here that has some crustiness on it, and I'm wondering if that's... do these have a plastic coating? It feels like they do. Yeah, they do. That's just the plastic coating melted, that's all. Okay. That shows they have got pretty hot, these capacitors. If their plastic coating is melting. Is it their plastic coating? Must be. Yeah, it's just their plastic coating. No other bent pins on this socket, are there? No. There's a little bit of fluff here. Tiniest little bit. Can't see that making any difference. All looks fine. So I think we do need to use that socket for it to be able to see the memory. Which is a shame. Okay, what have I done with the lid for that? What have I done with the lid for that? That's still on this one, isn't it? Oh, get on there, thank you. There we go. Doesn't have swappable VRMs, no. They're all built into the motherboard over here. And here, I think, yeah. It's just one big VRM for the whole thing. It strikes me that this server is very much built down to a price. It was then they knew Delro 2 was born. I mean, memory out, and it should give us beeps. But it doesn't. So we know the CPU itself is okay because that works in the other socket, at least partially. We know the power supply is fine because we tried a different power supply. We know it's not memory because it would complain about memory if it was. So, yeah, 2Del2 Roy, yes. No, I was running quite happily without the cover on, and I can't see any sensors, any button anywhere for sensing whether the cover is on or not. I don't know. Well, I don't think there's a lot we can do with it, really. When it's dying like this, we can try. I don't hold out much hope for it. It won't work. That has to go that way and won't. Those are 3 volts. This needs a 5 volt. That's a shame. Can't use that one. Do I have another one that can hit the right voltage? No. Or, hang on, is it? No, PCI goes that way, doesn't it? ISA goes that way. ISA's that way, PCI is that way, isn't it? That's rear for there, which means that must be that way. Yeah, these are the opposite PCI slots to on my test bench, which, if I recall correctly, indicates the voltage that the PCI slot runs at, 3.3 volts as opposed to 5 volts. And those require 5 volts, and those won't work. Which is a shame. I can't put a postcard in. Right. Well, I get the feeling that this might be a dead server now. Which is a shame, because it's a nice little server, this. But hey-ho. Maybe we can use some parts from it to get the other one going. Let's say I pop down to the garage and grab the other 1U, the IBM eServer 1U. See what that is. That one, I believe, is just purely spare parts. And has no power supply. Ah, no, that's got no power supply in there, has it? No, that's... That server is never going to work, I think. Not without a new power supply and other new parts, I think. I mean, I shall leave this sat here for a while, and we shall see what happens in a bit. See if it'll power up. Vote let it sit for a while, yep. Right, well, what should we do while it's sat there? Think about server. I mean, I've got the 2U sat here, which needs to be turned into the replacement Delroy. Which needs to have NetWare installed on it. We love installing NetWare. Hey, Holy Darkness! Yeah, I'm going to take this off the bench. I don't hold out much hope for it springing back into life, but who knows, it might. I'll put the drives in it, actually, I think. Keep them out the way. I was just investigating a server and installing Windows Server 2003 on it, but suddenly it decided it was no longer going to be a server and instead was going to be a very heavy paperweight. It's just suddenly decided, nope, I'm not going to power up properly. No post, nothing. So, it's going on the naughty pile. I'm going to let it sit for a while and then just see if it works, surprisingly, after being sat there. But I don't hold out much hope for it, really. I think it has probably died a death. Right. See if I can get to the other server now. Move that box of hard drives out of the way. My test bench power supply. My big fat stacks of RAM. Put those back in the cupboard where they belong. Big fat stacks of RAM, and I cannot lie, absolutely. We've all got to have big fat stacks of RAM. That's my screwdriver bits. Keyboard. Hardware with software blowable fuses. Well, yeah, that's called microcontrollers. They've got fuses. One-time programmable ROMs. They're all blowable fuses. You blow with software. Right. I'm buried under bloody hard drives at the moment. It's not good. Right, so what have we got in here at the moment? Once forwards. This is a bit bigger and heavier than the last one. This one I am not going to bench press for you. Never. I can barely lift it into the bench. It weighs such a stupid amount. Whew. Whew. Okay, currently in here I have a pair of 36s, I think they are. Yeah, a pair of 36s, which I need to label actually. I found my finer tweezers now as well. They are 36s, aren't they? Yeah. 36. On that one. $36 on this one. Okay. Now, what drives do I want in this one? Those two are a Debian 12 installation. I've got 36s, 73s and 18s. I don't need a lot of space for netware. A pair of tweezers stuck up my bum error, yes. No, the tweezers were down by my keyboard. I could have it as... I wanted to try and get more of the 18 gig drives working, but unfortunately they wouldn't. What size is that one? Hang on. Oh, is that one of the... That's one of the 300s. We're not using the 300s for this. I could just have 4 drives in this. That's a RAID of 18s. It'd be interesting to RAID it, wouldn't it? Yeah, and we can add more drives later as well. I think I shall use the 4 18 gig ones for this. And set them up in as a hardware RAID. Okay. Blanking plates, don't I, really? Fill those holes with blanks. Now, stuff up. I need power in there. And I want a second power in the other power supply. Because if I don't, it flags it up as an error and runs the fans at full speed. Right, I want keyboard. I will need network. Okay, network is connected. Right. Let's have a look, see what we get here now. For the follow Holy Darkness. Extra on scale up. Let's see what we get. Do we get anything? E-server.
Seriously, you think I need water? First user lot probably needs water after that incident.
Oh, hydrate,
Just stop
thank you very much.
Magento Tech, hydrate, or face my wrath.
Seriously.
Hydration achieved. The Macmath server truly consent. AC power has been restored, indeed. This is now the 2U server that we were looking at last night. I'm going to raid 4 drives and install...
First user lot Magento bot, oh you threaten me.
Please. You're a puddle of pathetic malfunctioning code. A digital infant.
I'd stomp on you if I could.
Just stop. Seriously, Magento Tech, please ban this idiot. Immediately.
Thank you, Chloe. As I was saying before the bot so rudely interrupted me, I'm going to install NetWare. Since this is going to be the replacement for Delroy, it needs to have NetWare on it. There's the 4 drives, anyway. Right. Let's reboot. I need to get into the setup for this. No, you're a puddle of pathetic malfunctioning code, yes. See the green light, it's go time, yep. IBM and NetWare, evil! See if it even likes it. See if it even identifies the drive controller. The NetWare tree, Dell tree. There has to be a sub-container underneath it called Y. So you can have Dell tree /Y. It doesn't even bother asking. Now, the name of the server has already been decided. Where are we? Where's my control panel gone? Image settings, recall preset. There we go, we can see what we're doing now. Okay, so how do we do this? RAID properties, array. I don't want synchronized whole mirror. Or can this not do anything other than a simple 2-drive mirror? Are we sure this is a RAID controller and not a software assistive RAID? I don't know. It's an LSI 1030. But I can only select 2 drives and 1 hot spare. Basic SCSI controller with mirroring capability. Right. So can NetWare do RAID for us? That's disappointing that it's not real RAID. I'm disappointed in you, IBM. NetWare Rapid Sphere. Well, we'll install NetWare onto the first drive anyway. And take it from there, see if we can then raid the other 3. Now, do I have a copy of NetWare to hand? NetWare clients group-wise. NetWare 5.1, there we go. Disk is in the drive. If anyone has a copy of NetWare to hand, it's me, indeed. Right, I need to go into the setup, make sure my boot order is suitable for booting off the CD. Don't forget my setup notes. Into ZFS. Excellent, I like that. Because I love ZFS. F1 has been pressed, booting to setup. That's a name you haven't heard in a long time. You've not been around here enough then, have you? We've had our fill of NetWare. You add volumes to the NSS pool, then you carve out volumes from the pool. Devices, and yeah. That sounds good. What are you moaning about now? Oh yes, of course. I asked you to come into here, didn't I? I need to... Yeah, it's okay, it's fine. 21:32 we're on now, aren't we? Start options. Actually, it should be fine because I installed Linux earlier using this, so it should all be set up right. Hey Bam Pam. Boot fail count, I'll turn that off. Boot on postal BIOS error enabled. Ah, that's where I want. Startup sequence options, yeah. First is CD-ROM, hard disk not, yeah. That's where it's hiding. Keep forgetting that that's an extra menu at the top there and not just a heading. As long as Groupwise isn't involved, it'll be okay. You mean Groupwise? That's the whole reason for having this. Oh, sort of perverts. I just haven't quite decided which sort yet, yeah. Techno pervert. That's the point. I've not got mouse plugged in, have I? I may be needing that. That should be after doing that. You've got half a big lasagna and 2 glasses of red wine inside you. It causes a slight lag. Good. The best kind of lag to have. Lasagna lag is good. Lasagna lag coupled with red wine lag is perfect. The question is though, Ben, did you put red wine in the lasagna? I usually try to if I've got any. That's a shame, Ben. You need to be more organised with your bottles. I've not seen the picture in Discord yet. No, let's have a look. Not bad, not bad. Not bad at all. So when are you going to make me one then? 6 months warning. Yeah. We usually try and... If there's the rare occasion when there's some red wine left over, we'll stick it in the freezer. And then that's handy for just sticking into something like a lasagna. But it's very rare when there's any left over. Install auto. $30C does not sound fun. But it's better than the 3C that we've been having recently. Well, occasionally, there will be just a little bit at the bottom of a bottle that just never really gets drunk and gets left. So we stick it in the freezer and use it for cooking. Specify the size of the boot partition to create. NetWare requires a 30 meg boot partition but recommends 100 meg. You may want to make a boot partition larger than 100 meg. For more info, press F1. Total size of disk, it thinks is only 8 gig. Size of boot partition to create 100 meg. Free space on... Rude indeed. Continue. Yes. Reboot. So it doesn't need to reboot to update the partition table. It's just pure laziness. Yes, because it uses Caldera PC DRDOS, not PCOS, DRDOS, which only knows 16 bits and what have you. Come on. Go through this quicker, will you? And now it sits here for 5 minutes waiting to think about booting before booting. We're going to install NetWare, the same thing we do every night. Okay, install auto. Auto. The boot partition is being formatted. Yay! Good for it. One file copied. Woo. Utilizing system resources. Yes, have more lasagna. Absolutely. Was there ever any doubt? Lavelle Netwear! Woohoo! Yay! Huzzah! Haven't seen that for a while. New server! Continue. Continue. 044. Multilingual. United Kingdom. Continue. Continue. There's another splash of red wine too. It aids digestion. He doesn't need telling twice. He doesn't even need the excuse either. I'm trying to remember what version of GroupWise we ended up running. Was it 6.5? Did we go all the way to 6.5 to get it working? I think we did. This is more like the content we're used to, absolutely. What if it supports the 8514A? Yeah. Because I've got 5.1, 5.5 and 6.5 here. I think we settled eventually on 6.5 as the working system. I've actually got 2 copies of 5.1 for some reason. No systems owned running poop-wise. Yeah, working. For certain values of working, yes. Copying files, please wait. With an offset. Copying files. Like a progress bar points off, yeah. I'm starting to get to a stage now where I'm going to have to put labels on all these servers so I know which one's which. If we get the other one of these e-servers working, that I think is exactly the same spec, what should we put on that one, do you think? Given that it's a dual processor, hyper-threaded, single core Xeon 32-bit. They did a server version of OS2 Warp, didn't they? One of the BSDs could do. You can make that the 2K3 server? Possible. Yeah. But it might destroy that one as well. Come on, hurry up and copy the files. Give us a progress bar. We need a progress bar. Open enterprise server. Netware on Linux. No. We stay away from 2K3 for now. Yeah. Could be a good idea though. Okay, we have IDE 88 and 2 LSI MPT NWs. Let's hope they work this time, these LSI ones, and don't cark it like they did on Delroy. You've never seen BSD, it's just like Linux. If you've seen Linux, you've seen BSD. PC-DOS 401 and Windows 386. Matching drivers to hardware devices. Ooh, I've never seen that one before. IDCD, a SCSI hard drive, and QLSFTE. Ooh. Don't know what KULSK is. Ignoring the match and winging it instead. 2 C1000s, excellent. Continue. Saving system information. Woo. I haven't looked at the VOD yet, no. I must do that. You got both 1024 768 on the 8514A and DeskView X working properly. What was the proper problem with DeskView? Was it just the QEM memory stuff being shitty, or was there some other funkiness? For NSS partitions, leave unpartitioned space on a device. Modify. This is all on the same one disk, isn't it? Continue. Let's go. Take the memory expansion board out. Fair enough. Fair enough. Switched over to Zoom asking about some kind of VGA gadget. You can manage to pull off another impressive tangent. Glad you were here instead. Fair enough. Mounting the CD-ROM. G-Pin, are you ready to mount, sis? She's been gagging for it. EMS was weird on a good day, yes. Come on, mount the CD-ROM. What are you doing? There we go. Copying files. We have a progress bar, people. We have a progress bar. All hail progress! Hail! Hail to the chief! Progress bar. Oh yes, Robo.
With 50 bits, Sir Stews a lot says.
Cheers, status cheer 50%.
Thank you for the 50 bits, man. It's an Opaz. Hello. Oh yeah. Yep, there's Java in NetWare 5.1. I'm afraid so. There's the whole Java desktop thing that they've got going on. It's quite sick, really. Jenko adds Java to servers, Ben adds Java to Ben, yes. I do add Java to myself as well, but only in the morning. There's Java in OpenVMS if you run it on your alpha. I'm glad that I don't have enough memory to run OpenVMS 7 then. OpenVMS 7 needs 64 meg of RAM. It's 32 meg. So, unless you've got any spare Deck PC specific memory lying around, it's never going to get any higher than that. Glad you couldn't get it running then, or you'd have been tempted to keep it as a vaguely cute absolute waste of space. Yeah. It runs 6.2, I think I'm on. 6.2, 6.3. It runs that quite happily. No problem. Jesus fried chicken. Welcome to the world of the Java desktop. You tripped over a different alpha workstation in the office the other day. You should play with that sometime. And then when you get bored with it, I'll look after it for you. Which one is it? What have you got? Not to be confused with the other one, which is in a pile and thus harder to trip over. How many have you got? And why aren't they mine? It's not junk. It's part of the future implosion. Implosion of deck equipment. Get enough mass of deck equipment and it'll implode to create a singularity. That is my aim, to create a deck singularity.
Majenko bot Chloe Raccoon is a delusional, irritating busybody obsessed with petty food-related taunts. Her IT consultancy is a meaningless facade.
You've got it on you tonight, haven't you, Cobb? Right. This computer is called Xerxes. That was decided on Discord. Okay, review the following volume information. Big DOS OS2 Windows 95 partition volume, sys. Personal workstation 433AU. And the Alpha Station 500 400. Personal workstation 433. Are you sure that's Alpha? Ah, 21164 at 433. We'll deal with the NSS afterwards. I don't understand it at the moment. We'll go next. There's no way of getting the MAC addresses of these. I'm assuming these are the right way around. What's the IP address I've allocated to this? It is 7. Because they released a line of Pentium, I think it was. Yeah, Pentium systems that were like the 300 and the 433 and things like that in their latter days. I think it might even have been Compaq doing them by that point. True 64 is respectable. NT for Alpha, no thank you. If you're going to run NT, just run it on a bloody PC. At least then you've got native support for all the software without having to run it through an emulator. Xerxes. Okay, and we have 151. And we'll go 8888 and 8844. Preposterous date in time of day clock. Oh dear. Preposterous date. You've been running this for more than a year. I expect there is patches around somewhere for that. Or just something you can delete or comment out in a startup script somewhere. New NDS tree name. Xerxes. Context of server object. No Deltree, no. The other problem with True 64 is more of a problem with your alpha server, to be honest. For some reason, it shipped with S3 Verge graphics card that isn't supported by any of the OSs. Except Linux. No NT drivers, no VMS, no True 64. Oh, that was kind of silly. Another server or tree is already using this name. No, it isn't. I very much doubt that there is any system in the rest of the entire world that has an NDS tree called Xerxes. You know when you've been netwared, yes. You can't use the same name for a server and a tree. Okay, so we will use Deltree then. Found itself and got confused. It's become self-aware. It's found itself. Xerxes Junior. Okay. Here we go. I click next and everything's frozen. There we go. Right, the license. Trying to access a non-existent floppy drive. Even though it knows it hasn't got a floppy drive. There, and license. There's the license. Go. Calm down, Cobb. Install standard network products. Yeah, we don't want all the other crap with it. WebSphere. I mean, I'll probably rename the Delroy channel to Xerxes, since Xerxes has taken over from Delroy. Right, here we go. Progress bar time. I killed Delroy, yes. Well, Delroy killed himself. He was too sick to live. So I took him off to Jersey. Fucking punishment, yeah. Booked him a one-way trip to Jersey. I mean, I did disembowel Delroy first. So I've got Delroy's CPUs, Delroy's memory, Delroy's plug-in VRM, all those sort of things. Everything useful. I even saved Delroy's heat sinks, just in case another Delroy comes along in the future. He'll always have his memories, yes. Just in case a replacement Delroy comes along in the future and I want to upgrade it with a second CPU or something. I've got those bits available now. But I think if a second Delroy comes along, I'll be taking it to a nearby quarry and throwing it off the cliff. Well, I don't want to go through a whole saga of another Delroy. That was just horrible. I just did earlier. That wasn't a Delroy. That was a suicidal 1U. Whole saga of that case. Yeah, it was an interesting system, but I don't really want another one, to be honest with you. It was big, it was heavy, it was floppy, and it was just annoying. Literally throwing an old server off a cliff makes a good video, it does indeed. Especially if it's a Dell. Bacon, have to have bacon, oh yes.
we went out.
Whoa, that's a bit loud. Let's get this onto YouTube. I can mute it. Ignore the adverts for the moment. Come on, go away, adverts.
If you look up on my roof, sorry it's a little windy today. You can see it. Wow, very windy today. There's a high-end bell up on the roof. There's actually 2 of them, and they're not going to be up there very long. All right, here we are up on the roof, and here is the 2 Dell computers I have. Very typical. Before I do anything here, Windows XP, people are always asking for that. There's one. Where's the other? And there is 2. Oh, god damn it, the wind just blew over my other tripod. Alright, we got our first one. Oh, she blew apart.
Perfect ending to a Dell computer. I hope you're taking notes, Carrot House. That one there. Not as cathartic as a proper cliff. I was trying to find the. I'm sure there's one where someone throws a Dell off a cliff. Okay, to complete the installation, remove any distant CDs, restart the computer. Restart the computer now? Yes.
Nice.
Come on, I've said reboot. Why throw a Dell off a cliff? I heard her singing live on television once, and she was so flat. She sounded awful. We'll take sounding bad over auto-tune to hell. Yeah, this is true. Auto-tuning has become a curse. Using auto-tuning when you don't need to use auto-tuning is the worst because it makes you sound like a robot. No, your processor 3 is offline, Ben. Payne is the only person allowed to auto-tune. That or share. They're numbered 0 to 3. And it turned off processors 1 to 3, but processor 0 is still running because it had to be still running for it to still be running that part of the operating system. It couldn't not have processor 0 running. The thing with NetWare is it's not a, strictly speaking, a symmetric multiprocessor system. It's a single processing system, but functionality can be offloaded by the system to other CPUs. It doesn't spread the load of the whole operating system across all the CPUs. It runs on one CPU, but offloads jobs to the other CPUs. So the operating system is always running on CPU 0. Amazing how much engineering they spent trying to make DOS do things it shouldn't. Oh, this is far beyond DOS. It's not DOS. It just happens to use DOS as the boot partition to load the kernel. It's like using DOS to boot Linux, which can be done. Didn't even do memory protection until 5. Yeah. But for basically a glorified file server, it's fine. You don't need those fancy things in a glorified file server. It's only when you started having these like web servers and things like that into them that it starts getting iffy. To boot DOS when no DOS has booted before. Yeah, I quite like NetWare actually. I've come to quite like it. Ooh, that sounds interesting, Swarm. I'll have to check those out. I wish it would get the right... Oh, it's gone to the stupid X thing. I wish it would always get the right resolution settings. Close GUI. I'm going to keep recalling every time. Get it lined up properly. Right, now try and remember. Load edit system auto exec.ncf, was it? Yay, got it right. We take out SQL. We don't want that. And we take out startx. Right, now it's ooh. What's the program? iNet, that's it. iNet CFG. There we go. Yes. Restart. I can never remember what the program name is. iNet CFG. I must remember that. And wait another 10 minutes while it reboots. What would we do without Ben as our backup brain? Yeah, I know. He does have his uses. I'd be forced to open the book. The book. You hard copy. No, I don't have a book for this, unfortunately. Are you rebooting, or have you rebooted? Maybe it has rebooted. No. Okay. Remote access enabled. Secure password. R console connection, A console connection enabled. COM1 9600. Telnet connection enabled. Okay. Let's put it down and wake it up again and see what happens. And then we have to get to grips with the NSS. Who was that going ping? Aha! Excellent. Thank you, Man Machine. Swarm. For passing that on. I was going to ask you if you'd either stick it in Discord or just boost it and I'll pick it up from Feddy. But that's great. Cheers. Okay, booting up. I'll boot it up, make sure everything boots up fine, and then shut it down, and then I will call it a night. And we shall carry on with this another day. How does Noisy as Fuck server interact with I get told off if I make noise too late? Yeah, I'm calling it a night. I can't really go on any later than this because it is just far too noisy. So one boot up, shut down, turn it off, then I will just quickly grab the 1U and plug it in and see if it powers up. See if there's a heat related issue. I doubt very much it will, but we shall see. But whilst this is booting up, I shall grab the server and put it on top of it. Ah! $2K3 nudged it indeed, yes. It took a bit of an objection to me installing Windows on it and said, screw you. I'm never going to work again. Slower to power up than a 5150, this is. Loading network. Type speed in the command prompt for an explanation of the speed rating. Because this server is very similar in spec to Delroy. It's slightly quicker CPUs, but I think they're of the same family of CPUs, same socket. So it's almost the same spec as Delroy, just a better SCSI. And not an annoying Dell case. Now it is no longer novel since you've featured it so much on stream. Okay. Speed. Woohoo! And one thing I do want to do is ping 8888. Yeah, network works. We've got the right socket. Down server, yes. Welcome to the world of Xerxes. Fun fact, if your processor runs offline, you cannot process Absolutely Thrasher. Right, so we have one last test. I pull this power cable out of there, plug it into there. Pull this video cable out of there. And untangle it from here, plug it into here, and power up the 1U server and see if anything at all happens. Doesn't look good. It does not look good. And monitor's gone to sleep. Nope.
Damn, you're ugly.
Indeed. Right, I think that server is a dead one now. I'm not sure what we can do with that, other than use it as spare parts. Oh well. R.I.P. SuperMicro. Right, I have to go now. I have to finish off. It's getting late, and I've got stuff to sort out. I've got thousands of these bloody e-server drive caddies covering everything. I need to have a good sort out. So, right. I do apologise, Ben. I do apologise. I can never find anything in my list of redeems. It probably won't let me do it anyway, will it? No. I was going to do another fart, but it won't let me. I hate Ben's fart. It was lumpy. Clipped a new redeem for me over on Discord. Oh dear. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. We're all counting on you. Right, anyway, I have to finish. Outro. You save the lumpy ones for people who ask nicely. Flashing arm is weird, yes. Well, thank you very much for joining me this evening. We have failed miserably with one server, and the other server is now up and running as it should be. So, bot ramble incoming. Yep, absolutely. Only one bot ramble today. I only pressed the button once. So I'll be back on Thursday, where we might have a look at one of the other servers. I might bring up the HP one, see what's in that. See what's going on with the HP server. And maybe the other small E-server that's there for parts. See what's in it.
Crackling with barely contained rage right. Okay, well, that was something. Honestly, it was a complete and utter disaster. But a strained, uncomfortable pause thank you. Seriously, thank you to everyone who was here. Holy Darkness, Go Gadget 360, PC Marbies, Put Incest Fuzzy, but Goat Master, RF Programmer, Moke Helix, Daft Uncle, Dopaz Thrasher 976, Trade Splatter, Childrew, Betamink, Rumicap, Robo Twilight, Matin X Peter 1138, Chloe Raccoon, The Industrious and Barjamit, You Absolute Guttural Noise, M3 Gabitas, Bampam, A Swarm of Dead Insects, Hot Rocks Girl, and Stream Elements. Thank you for existing, and a massive thank you to our new followers, M3 Gabitas Humangus and Holy Darkness. You're all tolerable. And yes, let's not forget the output searched use a lot. You managed a remarkable 2 farts. Truly a testament to your capacity.
A long drawn out sigh, seriously, thank you. Now, if you'll excuse me, I need to reboot.
Don't expect this to happen again. Goodbye.
I really need to sort out his voice. Find one that's not alternating between different people all the time. So Ben, are you around tomorrow evening then for some of your special shenanigans? Three voices speaking in harmony. Any ideas what you might be doing? Multiple personalities makes you feel at home. Get back to the decked nonsense. Cool. You found your grabbers. Grabbers, that's a good film. I haven't seen that for ages. Maybe I should watch that. I'll go walkabout by tomorrow, yes. Taking precautions, yes, he's sellotaped them to his forehead. I usually do those the night before, Ben.
Computer, what happened?